Well, we're back to the Rat Fink Reunion.
This is always fun every year.
Well, it's been very big for us.
Right.
Because we met here.
Exactly.
So this was just so fun. For people who don't know, the Rat Fink Reunion is a gathering of cars, a car show, a cruise. It's really hard to describe. But if you know anything about Ed Roth, he built hot rods, he built chopper motorcycles, and he built these crazy cartoon characters.
Oh, I love the cartoon characters.
This was his best one, Rat Fink.
Yes.
And he's best known for Rat Fink. There were others, but Rat Fink is the ultimate alter ego for Ed Roth.
Exactly.
Now, Ed is no longer with us, but his wife, Eileen, is the one putting on the Rat Fink Reunion. And it takes place here in their hometown and at their home.
Right.
This is their home.
Exactly.
They built this huge shop out behind the house, and now that's the Ed Roth Museum. And it contains a lot of the things that Ed built over the years, some of his motorcycles and cars and his whole workshop here. Just amazing to see. Of course, it's open during the Rat Fink Reunion. But in this gigantic space there's a lot of the things that Ed built, but there's a lot of things that people donated. Eileen's been collecting all this stuff over the years, and people have donated stuff, and she's purchased stuff, anything associated with Ed Roth, and it's all sort of ended up here in the museum.
I love wandering through there. It's amazing.
And as many times as we've been through here, you never. Well, first of all, it changes all the time, but it's just amazing. Some of the toys here, he produced all kinds of toys. And look at this; these are plastic models from the 1960s. He produced millions of these plastic models. Here's a link to an interesting video with Jim Keeler about how all of that came into existence. But a lot of people know him best because of his plastic models.
Right. Didn't you ever build one of them?
Everybody built one of them.
Yeah, I mean, you had to. It was almost a moral imperative to build one.
But his monster characters that he created became such a part of Americana. It was even featured in one of the Leave It to Beaver episodes.
Oh, right. I mean, the 60s were notorious for this.
The Beaver and his friends wanted to get Ed Roth t-shirts, and their parents wouldn't let them because they thought that they were hideous and had monsters on them and not the sort of thing that children should be wearing. It made a great Leave It to Beaver episode.
Well, it was true to life, too. Most parents felt that way back then.
But the world was just flooded with these Ed Roth toys and just stuff for kids. And there was this kind of pushback by some parts of the society saying, that's just really inappropriate.
Well, that was the 60s. I mean, come on.
And graphic t-shirts. Ed has actually been credited as being the inventor of the graphic t-shirt.
I imagine.
And they all kind of came out somewhere right around 1950. The graphic t-shirts hit the market. Needless to say, it was an idea that took off.
Oh, yeah.
But Ed sold just millions and millions and millions of graphic t-shirts, and as you can see, Eileen is still mass-producing millions and millions and millions of graphic t-shirts.
Yeah, and about half of them are in our closets, so...
Well, how can you not have an Ed Roth t-shirt?
Yeah, that's right.
Now, one of the interesting things about Ed Roth that some people didn't even realize is that he was a rather devout Mormon.
He changed and went that way a while back.
And so here's this guy hanging out with the raunchiest of bikers and hot rodders and everything, and he's this very devout Mormon. But if you knew Ed, it all sort of dovetailed together somehow.
Yes, I think he was just kind of almost a humanitarian there at one point.
What do you guys know about Mormons who don't go to church anymore, and would you like to know more?
We're good, sir.
We're good. Okay, good. I kind of figured you would be.
Yes, sir.
I have to say, though, isn't it wonderful that a community like this can come together and everybody just enjoys everybody's company? Isn't that just the way it's supposed to work?
Yes, sir. Everybody loving each other.
Yeah. It's absolutely the truth. Now, the biggest part of the reunion is the car show.
Oh, yes.
It's the Saturday event, and it's just huge. And this year, this was the biggest car show ever.
I've been coming down here since it started, and I have never seen so many cars. Okay.
Either I just got a text message or an angel got his wings.
Something like that.
Something dinged.
Turn around, let me check.
Well, as would be expected, it's a very eclectic car show. And always, every year there's a band. And this year was another surf band, the Beachcombers.
Right.
It was, but that just adds great fun to the whole thing. I've always found it somewhat difficult to see the whole show, and now they've expanded it into even more parts of the park, and it's bigger than ever. And wow, there's just so much to see here.
I was just blown clear away with the amount of cars, and some of them I haven't seen before. They were different this year.
Yeah, there's always a certain group of people who come, some of the locals, and some people who travel some distance, and they're here every single year. But lots of new cars,
Yes.
new people we've never seen before.
Far and wide, I'll tell you what, this year.
Of that same era, the Javelin and the Coupe Mustang from 71, 2, and 3.
I like the antenna. That's just way cool.
I love it. Check this out, a recreation of the Bullitt Mustang. A 1968, well, it's sort of a 67 and 68.
Yeah, it's been modified a tad.
But I think the movie car was a 68.
Okay.
GT, 390 GT Mustang, all dressed out exactly like the one from the movie Bullitt.
Right. Isn't this neat?
Oh, I love this car.
Oh, man.
Love that movie.
Right.
Best chase scene ever recorded on film, bar none.
Right.
These T, I don't know exactly what you call them. They're almost like a Lakester, but not really a T bucket. But
I've always had a fondness for this Camaro in particular. I had one very similar to it, only mine was the Rally Sport, and it was white.
I've always loved the Camaro,
Oh, yeah.
but as a Mustang person, I feel morally obligated to disrespect it.
It was my four-wheeled education. Everything I learned about cars came out of that Camaro.
Well, you gotta love a Camaro.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of antique cars here. There's always been a really good antique car club in Utah Valley. There used to be the Utah Valley Car Club. This is the Utah Valley Model A Club.
Right.
I think it's kind of a spin-off of that other club. And I'm a little prejudiced, but this was my favorite car at the whole car show.
Yes.
This was my brother's Buick.
Right?
And he bought this toward the end of his life. He always wanted this car for years and years. It was in the Utah Valley Car Club, and he made offers on it and said, boy, if you ever want to sell it, I want it. And some years later, they said, well, if you're really serious about that, we're ready to sell.
Isn't that something?
And it took a long time to negotiate it, but guess what? He bought it.
Right. And I remember the day that he got it. Talk about a kid at Christmas.
Well, and as it turns out, it wasn't just our favorite car. Eileen came over and she said, no, this is my favorite car too, and she awarded it the Trixie's Choice Award.
Isn't that neat?
The most coveted award at the car show.
I'll bet.
That is just so cool. David's son Mark now has the car, and he was here with it, and he's really got it dialed in.
So how often do you get this guy out?
Try to every weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. If schedule permitting.
So you just drive it around the neighborhood up there?
Yeah. Just
Not really a freeway car.
No. It's 35 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Is the sweet spot. So, yep.
I've always loved this car.
Being a 1914, these early cars, they have exposed push rods.
I know. I think that's neat.
I love these really early engines. They seem so primitive, and yet they run just like a Swiss watch.
Yes.
And you get to watch all of the mechanical features running around. And Mark's got this just dialed in.
Yeah, that's no water leak at all, really.
Yeah, it's not bad. In fact, I'll probably we're still good. A little low. Not bad.
Now this is an interesting creation.
Yes.
This guy got a 16-cylinder diesel, Detroit diesel engine out of a power plant, and then lengthened this truck so that this power plant engine would fit inside this truck. And he just takes it around to car shows and has fun with it.
I can't even imagine keeping those two engines in time with each other.
I asked him what kind of mileage it gets, and well, apparently it doesn't get very good mileage.
Oh yeah, when we pull into the gas station, they tell us to shut it off because it gains on the pumps.
I'll bet you've yet to actually run a fuel tank through it.
Yeah, we've run one through it.
One through it.
But you know, we start it up, run it for a while, shut it off, start it up, run it for a while, drive it into the store, drive it through town a few times. You know.
But that's okay.
I don't think we've got 100 miles on it since we finished.
But it certainly runs well. It seems to me it'd really be a handful to drive.
I think you'd have to take driver's ed all over again.
There's a few million switches here, and they all do something. I'll bet this is a lot of fun to drive.
Oh yeah, once you get on to which switch to flip.
And then late in the afternoon, bit by bit, people start leaving the car show, not because they're going home, But it's time to cruise.
It is cruise time.
And they all head for the big boulevard.
Yes. So, did you ever go out dragging Main Street or State Street in your car?
Oh, everybody did.
Oh, it was one way to be seen, show off your car, be seen by others.
Yeah, it was sort of like a rolling car show, but a big social event.
Oh, yeah, it was the highlight to get pulled over. A bunch of guys that see you in your car and they pull you over.
Yeah, as a guy, you were always thinking, oh, maybe I can, get connected with a cute girl down here if I show off my car.
Right, yeah, everybody was like out and about. There goes Clark W. Griswold.
I wonder how they keep that stacked up like that.
Ask Clark.
Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed the Rat Fink Reunion. As we say, we're almost here every single year. And next Tuesday we'll be off doing something else, and hopefully you're going to want to see that. So if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please subscribe. And the easy way to subscribe is by clicking on the upcoming blue button. Zoink! Right there, the blue button. Well, we're not sure how you found this video on the internet. We sure hope you didn't find it boring. And we'll see you here on Tuesday. See ya.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.